Cindy's Library. This is Cindy, and today, I got through a number of things this week. First of all, I finished the Screwtape letters, which I've been slowly following along with Pints with Jack, including finishing Screwtape Proposes a Toast. Yeah, I don't know if the conception is entirely original to C.S. Lewis, but it would be hard to argue that he was not the best to do it. The conception of the senior devil giving advice to a younger devil about how to tempt, quote unquote, the patient or the human he is supposed to be working with. And we get plenty of commentary on what was then modern life, which is surprisingly still applicable today. Screwtape and his friends have clearly been busy since this time. And, well, you have to kind of read it upside down and in a mirror to see what C.S. Lewis is really getting up to, because of course everything Screwtape says is twisted somehow. And I did indeed finish Whose Body by Dorothy L. Sayers. As I said last time, I think not her best Lord Peter Wimsey book, but it is her first. And she indeed does a wonderful job introducing Lord Peter, Inspector Parker, Bunter, Lord Peter's manservant. Even the Dowager Countess gets a cameo in here, and she is always wonderful. So, let's see, I also read part of A Literary Christmas by the British Classics Library, or the British Library. This year I read the sections on Christmas at War and A Child's Christmas. So very fun. 3 of the ones under A Child's Christmas are excerpts from books, but that doesn't make them any less applicable to Christmas. It's wonderful revisiting the ones I was already familiar with. I also read a bit more in the L.M. Montgomery Christmas Collection. Aside from a poem, The Garden in Winter, I read The Christmas Harp, which is one of the Christmas stories. I think it's in The Golden Road, the second of the 2 Story Girl books. So that is always a good one. But I really appreciated Clorinda's gifts. Clorinda literally has nothing to give anyone, or so she thinks, but a chat with a wise old friend shows her that maybe she has more to give than she was thinking. And I also read The Greatest Gift by Philip Van Doren Stern. This is the short story that the movie It's a Wonderful Life is based off of. Now I say based off of because this has the core of the story. This has the most important part where George, let's see, in this case, it is George Pratt, who is George Bailey in the movie. The important part where he's contemplating suicide after being so disappointed with life and is stopped by an angel and is shown actually at George's insistence what his life would be like if he had never lived. Now when Frank Capra did It's a Wonderful Life, he fleshed this out a lot. We get hints of George's backstory here. We visit his parents, we learn about his brother, we visit with his, well, who would have was his wife if he was alive, and learn a bit about that. We hear about old Mr. Potter. Don't remember if he has a different name in here either, but old Mr. Potter and all the trouble he gives. But Frank Capra fleshed it all out, giving us about I would say about 2/3 of a movie showing us how George Bailey gets to this point on this important night. And then, of course, 1/4 here, and then the rest of the movie afterwards, showing how it all ends. But like I said, the movie may be greater just because of what it does, but the core is all here, and I'm so glad that I read it. Highly recommended. And we have The Cat Who Saved the Library by Sosuke Natsukawa, translated by Louise Hio Kawai. This is the same author who did The Cat Who Saves books. This seems to be maybe 10 years after the first book. We follow a new character, Nanami. She loves books. And why not? Father taught her to love reading. I think her mother must have as well, although her mother died when she was still very young. That was an important thing between her and her father. Took her to the library always. And she also has asthma and has been restricted in doing some physical things. And so books really for her have been a solace. And she spends so much time in the library, she may even know it better than the old librarian, Mr. Hamura. He does not believe her when she says that books are missing. And so she decides to try and figure out what's going on, and a mysterious cat appears named Tiger. And yes, they end up going on adventures to save books and to save the library. And yes, we get a very nice cameo from the first book, and when I say that, I'm not talking about Tiger the cat. Oh, this is definitely a must-read for book lovers. Very, very enjoyable. It's wonderful to spend more time in this world. And so that is what I have finished in the past week, which is less impressive than it sounds. C.S. Lewis I've been working on for months, and a lot of these are short stories and poems, but still very enjoyable. Nice start to the festive season with some of these, and good reading for the rest. So, how's your December readings shaping up so far? I'd love to hear all about it down below. Thank you so much for stopping by. I truly do appreciate it. So until next time, I hope we all stay safe and healthy, and happy reading.